far as you are done. After that, you should be copying this down as notes. And maybe then, next review, you won't spend the whole time talking about nothing when I give you class time to do it. Slope here. Everything on the first 2 pages is out of 1 mark. Slope is rise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Over run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 over -6. Remember that negative can be anywhere. It can be on the top, it can be on the bottom, or it can be out front. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. -7 over 9. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It should be 5 here. Abso-smurfly correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 over 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4/9. 1 mark each, total out of 4. Find these slopes. -38 over -20, which is positive 19/10. 6 minus 8 is -2. 18 plus 18 minus -5 is 23. -2 over 23. 20 plus 13 is 33. 9 plus 18 is 27, which reduces to 11 over 3. 11 over 9. 13 over 10. All for 1 mark, making that out of 4 again. Find the slope. The slope that's already in slope-intercept form. So it's the m, which is 1. That's in slope-intercept form. The m is 3/5. So that's out of 2, making the whole first page out of 10. One half, because it's already in slope-intercept form. 5/4, because it's already in slope-intercept form. Put it into slope-intercept form. Y equals -x. That doesn't matter, because I'm only asking for the slope. So the slope is -1. Put it into slope-intercept form. The slope is -5. Put it into slope-intercept form. The slope is 9 over 2. Put it into slope-intercept form. The slope is -7 over 5. For 1 mark each, that part's out of 6. Any questions? Lovely. Graph each line. Y equals -1. Straight line, horizontal through y equals -1. X equals -4. Vertical line, straight through x equals -4. 1 mark each for graphing. Graph it. Go up to +3. Give me a slope of -2. Down 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1. Should look like that. Y equals -x. When x is 1, y is -1. When x is 2, y is -2. And so on and so on. It should look like that right through the middle. 1 mark each, making that page out of 10. That should be in slope-intercept form. So that is x plus 4 equals y. Go up to +4, give me a slope of 1. Down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1. That should be what it looks like. That is y equals -6/5 x minus 4. Go down to -4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should look like that. Which one? Which one? Ah, good call. Because that 6 comes over, then I have -6 and then -5. Well done. Please make sure, as always, you should write stuff down and not do it all in your head like I'm doing, or you make errors. This is 2/5 x minus 3. Down 1, 2, 3, up 1, 2, run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is y equals negative x minus 1. Go down to negative 1. Slope of negative goes down like that. That is y equals x plus 1. So I go up to plus 1, and my slope is positive 1 this time. And that is y equals negative 1/2 x plus 2. Down 1 over 2. Down 1 over 2. Whoosh. And that page is out of, I don't know, 2, 4, 6. Find the x and y intercepts and graph it. All these are out of 2. 1 for the algebra, 1 for the graph. X and y intercepts. 2x minus 8 equals 0. 2x equals 8. X equals 4. There's one intercept. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5y minus 8 equals 0. 5y equals negative is positive 8. Y equals 8 over 5. Uh-oh, what did I do that was stupid? I put a dot on the graph. So what should I do now? Try to change it? Or should I just erase my dot and make it better? Erase the dot and make it better. I need decimals, don't I? I need fifths. 8/5 is 1 3/5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 1. 1, 2, 3. There's 8/5. 4. That would mean I would need to go out 20, wouldn't I? Can I fit 20 on here? No. So I'm going to have to change the scale on this part, aren't I? Right? I need to get out to 4. So whatever I write, I just got to change the scale. If I say that's 1, then where do I put my red dot? I can still put it on 4, can't I? Right? And then it's the same. I still connect those dots, I just have different scales. I do not care what you did as long as you do the work right. 2 marks, 1 for the algebra, 1 for the graph. Find the value of that y when you have that slope. 6 over 5 equals, if you have followed just the examples I give you, most of you probably did negative 2 minus y. I don't like how that looks. So when I do this question, I do y plus 2. I make this guy y2. Just because it looks prettier. Y plus 2, y minus minus 2, which makes that guy x2. So this bottom is 2 plus 3. Even if you did it the old way, you're still going to get the right answer. 6 over 5 equals y plus 2 over 5. 30 equals 5y plus 10. 20 equals 5y. Y equals 4. 2 marks for the algebra. Making that page out of 4. Yes, I can. Now, if you would like me to do this the way I normally do with this one as y2, I can do that, but you're going to get the same answer if you did the algebra right. While I'm waiting, I will do just that. 6 over 5 equals negative 2 minus y over negative 3 minus 2. 6 over 5 equals negative 2 minus y over negative 5. Negative 30 equals negative 10 minus 5y. Negative 20 equals negative 5y. Y equals 4. And you get the same answer. Doesn't matter which way you do it. Yes. It's going to be out of 38, the whole thing. These are all out of 2. Two perpendicular lines. That tells you something about their slopes. They intersect on the x-axis. That tells you something else. Those lines are going to cross somewhere on the x-axis. So if you know one x-intercept, do you know both? Yes. That's one of the equations. So if you want to, you can use the graph, but you don't need to. You also know that if x is 0, or sorry, y is 0, because you want the x-intercept, x equals 4. So you have 3x equals 12, x equals 4. So that point, 1, 2, 3, 4, is on both graphs. You know that the other line is perpendicular. So if you know this slope, which is m equals negative 2, no, m equals 1/2, the slope you need, m equals negative 2. So you need a line from here with a slope of negative 2, up 2 over 1. There's a point on the graph. That point is 3, 2. Do you have a point? Yes. Do you have a slope? Yes. Can you then get an equation? Yes, because you know a point and a slope, right? So y minus 2 equals negative 2, x minus 3, which would be perfectly fine. Of course, how many equations can you write there? Multiple, as long as the points are on that line. Up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. There's your y-intercept. You could have used that point. Down 2, left 1, down 2. You could have used any of these points. 2 marks. Decide how much you deserve. Not very many people got to that question, so not very many people need to care. I want to know that point A if they're parallel. If they're parallel, what do I know about those two slopes? They're the same. So negative 8 minus 7 over negative 3 minus 2 would have to equal A minus 2 over 1. That's negative 15 over negative 5 would have to equal A minus 2 over 1. Negative 15 would have to equal negative 5 A plus 10, minus 10 from both sides. Negative 25 equals negative 5A. A equals 5. 2 marks for the algebra. If they're perpendicular, what has to happen? I had 15 over 5, but what do I really need now? Almost. Negative 5 over 15. So negative 5 over 15 still has to equal A minus 2 over 1. 15A minus 30 equals negative 5. 15A equals 25. A equals 25 over 15, which is 5/3. For 2 marks. And this is the last page. You 5/3. Yes. I said graph it. How do you graph that? You go to the first point, which is negative 3, positive 4. And then the slope, negative 3/4, down 1, 2, 3, over 1, 2, 3, 4. There's your graph. Then I want you to do it in general, standard, and slope-intercept form. Is there any right order to do these in? No. So I'm just going to do all of them, and you can make sure that you have all three. I'm going to do slope-intercept form, or general form first. 4y minus 16 equals negative 3x minus 9. 3x plus 4y minus 7 equals 0. There is general. 3x plus 4y equals 7. There is standard. And slope intercept is Y minus 4 equals negative 3/4 x plus 9/4 y equals negative 3/4 x 25 over 4, which is y equals negative 3 over 4x. Plus, however you write that, you could write 6 1/4, you could write 6.25, or you could leave it as 25 over 4.
That's supposed to be 7 though?
Oh, no.
Why wouldn't it?
Why would it be 7?
I just changed from standard form. I just put the 7 in front of the 3/4, just minus it.
Well,
Not?
so if you want to do that, David, then you're going to have 4y equals negative 3x plus 7. Yeah, you're right. No, you're not. Because you got to divide everything by 4. Y equals negative 3/4 x plus 7/4. That's what you needed.
I did. Okay.
And that is slope-intercept form. 2 marks for that because all the algebra is the same. And the graph is worth 1. Making the whole thing out of 38. You can report what you got out of 38, but remember, I have what your maximum is. Well, that's great because I said your maximum was 20. Because I gave you credit for assuming that when you watched me walking around that I was doing something that was going to screw you over. So you shut up and started working. Takes 2 to not work, Yash.
How much was what was it out of? Was it out of 2?
Everything was out of 2 except the first 26 were out of 1, and everything else was out of 2. Huh? That's exactly what I wrote down for you. So you got 20 out of 38. Good job. Yep, because that's all that matters. I know. I'm well aware that it doesn't matter.
I got 19, I'm a failure.
Now, there is 40 minutes left in class. I wanted to mark review number 2. That's not going to happen. But what am I probably going to do at 1:05 when that bell rings? Walk around. If you've wasted the class, I'm writing your maximum down. I don't care that it's homework. I'm writing your maximum down. You can do the homework so you learn how to do it. But if you want those marks, you better not waste this class time that I'm giving you. The second review, which begins on page 214. It's significantly shorter. I wouldn't recommend wasting the class time as you are usually doing. It goes up to 219. Then I did a very good guess for you, Yash, because I thought you would get to number 20. So you're going to get 22 out of 38 if you got them all right. In a perfect world, of course, you would all get done by 5 to 1, and we would actually mark it, and you would all get full credit for the second review. But that would require working the entire time. You should recognize a few of those questions in the last review. I do that on purpose. Yeah, imagine. What? Sorry, Brooklyn? Oh, it's on paper. It's about 8.5 inches by 11.5 inches. It's white. There's some printed ink on it. There'll be some graphs. It'll be stapled together. There'll be 3 holes down the side. If you mean what's on it, well, you'll need to graph the slope-intercept form, the point-slope form, the general form, and be able to do all the algebra that goes with that. You will need to understand that parallel lines have the same slope. You will need to understand that perpendicular lines have negative reciprocal slopes. You will need to understand that the slope is m. The slope is rise over run. The slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. The slope is also the change in the dependent variable divided by the change in the independent variable. And it would be really helpful to know that x comma y, any point on a graph, can be subbed into any of those equations at any given time. And you should know that x comma y is just the names given to a graph. Sometimes we graph things that aren't x and y. For example, d and t, distance and time. Distance on the y, t on the x. Or you would know everything on review 1 and 2, which is why I give you reviews. Okay, guys, I'm going back. I'm just going to slowly go through so you can see all the right answers while it's recording. CC, BB, DAD, BD, C, and then here. If that has an X and a 1 and a Y isolated, correct? So isn't it Y equals negative X plus 1? So isn't that a Y-intercept of 1 and an X-intercept of 1? Because it had to be a slope of negative. 2 marks. Rewrite this. Algebra. I need to get y by itself. 2y equals negative 3x plus 4. Y equals negative 3 over 2, x plus 2. Done. For 1 mark, because it's only algebra. Because I divided everything by 2. This one. X minus 8 equals 4y. Divide everything by 4. 1/4 x minus 2 equals y. For 1. Can you 4 in the middle please stop for 1 minute? Nobody cares. And all anybody can hear is your discussion. Stop. You talk all class and you have all break. How about when I'm doing something for the other 23 kids in the class, you shut your pie holes? Okay? If you don't want to listen, don't come to class. Okay? Thank you. Step 1 was find the slope and the y-intercept. There's the y-intercept. D equals 2. The slope up 1, 2, 3 over 1, 2. The m was 3 over 2. Then it says write an equation. D equals slope times time plus 2. Then it said, what does it represent? 3 means every 3 meters, every 2 minutes she goes 3 meters. The Y-intercept is when at time 0, she's 2 minutes away from the sensor. The last question was how you could either do it with the graph or you could do it algebraically. On the graph, at 6 minutes, she's 2 and a bit, right? We don't know how much. So that's one answer. It's past 0.5, but you don't know exactly. You could also do it algebraically. D was 6 equaled 3 over 2t plus 2. 4 equals 3 over 2t. 8 equals 3t. T equals 8 divided by 3, which is 2 2/3. That's the best answer. And finally, this question. Write the formula. Well, two things are being counted. Years. 10 years in, 45,400 girls are playing. There's your T, there's your N, which is X and Y. Because it's 10 years in, because 1990 is the first year we counted, and we have data for the year 2000. So there's my X and Y. Do I have a slope? Slope is the rate of change. 4,162 more girls played every year. So that means it's going up 4,162 for every year it goes over. So Y minus 45,400 equals 4,162 X minus 10. Except it's not X and Y, is it? It's N and T for the equation. Then use that to find the girls playing in 2009. How many years is that past the first year? 19. So what's your X value? 19. N minus 45,400 equals 4,162 times 19 minus 10. N minus 45,400 equals 4,162 times 9. N minus 45,400 equals, I've already done the math, 37,458 plus 45,400. N equals 82,858. That question is going to have to be out of 1 for the, no, it's got to be out of 2 for the equation. 2 and 1 for filling it in. So that page is out of 3. This page was out of 1 for each because there was nothing fancy there. That's out of 3. 1 each there, so that page is out of 5. So it was out of 3, out of 5. 7 and 11 makes that one out of 18. You can report to me tomorrow. You can double check it tonight.
Just a quick question.